What's up, guys? It's your boy Jim Eka here, coming at you with another deck tech. This is my first deck tech of season 14, and of course, it's Hypergenesis. So the season's been pretty crazy, honestly. This is a late video, by the way. I know I'm late. Long story short, I took a long Magic break after GP Vegas. I just wasn't really like feeling Magic. I didn't know like what I should be doing with Magic, so I took a long break just to think about things, and then season 14 started. Also, WoW Classic came out, so that all like occupied my brain. But for now, I'm making videos again. I'm gonna try to do my best here to make videos, like kind of get that motivation to restart just doing Magic stuff. So I'm just kind of like throwing myself at it, and from the little time I've had to play Magic, because I just really haven't been playing much between like my work, my life, my WoW Classic stuff. I've been playing Hypergenesis. I've been trying to work on it a lot, and we know the season's been kind of crazy so far with the channel boogeyman looming their ugly head. And there's like a lot of chatter about how to beat the deck. You know, is this deck just unbeatable? There's yes or not. No, not yes. No, no, it's not unbeatable. Yes, but no, it's not unbeatable. There's a lot of different ways you can kind of approach beating a deck, and some of them have been already implemented already. One is just to kill them, like, you know, with mono red. So I kind of like burn them down, hope for the best. Maybe play blue. You can have like invasive surgeries, negates. I've even seen like Seize claim, because like, you know, channels a double green spell, so they just kind of like dug their forest, or you know, just combo them as well. And that's the approach I've taken. You know, I'm gonna try to just combo them out. Like if I don't die on turn two, they might die on turn two. So just gonna go run through the list real quick. Mana base, 24 lands, a lot of lands usually. In my old list, I was kind of doing research for this deck. I usually ran like 23, which is fine. 24 is a lot. I guess I just like didn't really like having not drawing lands, I guess, because especially with this deck versus the old Hypergenesis decks, is that this deck just really wanted just, like more lands. I think I was like casting more of my spells more often than not. Uh, there are these 8 cool rainbow lands here: Aether Hub, Nintendo Ice Bridge. Ice Bridge is the worst one, really, but Aether Hub is fine because you can actually generate energy in other ways. So these aren't bad. These aren't bad. They get diminishing returns here. Ruins of Trocare. There are other like 2 mana sack lands. RIP Crystal Vein, but there are things like, you know, Haywood Battleground, Dwarven Ruins, but the white one is the best one because it works well best with the Cascade spells we're playing. Vivid Minnow, it's just a rainbow land as well as Grand Coliseum. You could tell like a lot of games actually do come down to just actually hard casting some of these threats, so you need as many rainbow lands as you can. There's like 4 islands, just really crazy to think about, but there is also a triple blue spell in my deck that's really strong. And if you look, like everything's like kind of base white, like this is base white, this is base white. Red's not like a big factor, and you have about 16 different ways to cast red, but you don't have like, you also have 16 ways to cast blue, but because of the triple blue spell, I figured you want some amount of untapped lands, and I do have a lot in the rainbow lands, but those are just, like I said, they only go so far. So blue is a really important card because blue lets cast other spells, so I think that's like the most important color. Cascade spells, Ardent Plea and Stormcaller's Boon. Ardent Plea is one of the big ones. There's actually 2 different 3 converted mana cost spells, which is Demonic Dread and Ardent Plea. Ardent Plea is the best one because you don't actually need any targets on like Demonic Dread. You need a creature on the battlefield. So this is the best one. It enables the fastest kills turn 2. You go turn 1 Ruins, turn 2 any land that produces blue, which you have 12 of them untapped, and then boom, you're off to the races. Hopefully that just kills them. Stormcaller's Boon, turn 3, same scenario. This, any blue land, and any other. You go like Ruins, any tap land, and then any land basically, and that would just like kill you. Or kill your opponent, rather, not me. Hypergenesis, only 2 of in the deck. I fooled around with 3, and 3 is just way too much. It's just really bad to just draw them in multiples, and I have drawn a bunch of them in multiples. The new London Mulligan's really awesome because you want to kind of aggressive mulligan aggressively. So if you ever have like a, let's say you mulligan to 6 and you have a hand that's okay but it has Hypergenesis in it, you just grab that to the bottom. It's perfect. It's like a really good reshuffle. So the London Mulligan really helps this deck. So unlike the old lists that I had in season 6, those were like really good packages. You could like play clones and play Working Hellkites. Those were like the best sort of like things of both worlds. Also, we had Parallax Wave Eldar Guardian, so you had a lot of different things that like kind of interacted with each other, like Feldar Guardian, like Bogarde Hellkite were really great, but you don't have either of those anymore. So the best way I found to kill is using Voracious Tread and anything that costs has a power 5 or greater. So this combination of cards with like all these combinations of creatures can kind of kill your opponent in different ways. Like the cleanest kill is probably like double Tread, Magister Sphinx. So you just take their life pool to 10, and the Aegis Treads will deal the rest. The thing is, you have to stack the triggers correctly, and I mentioned that in my last video all the way back in season 6, but I'll remind you again. So you put these all on the battlefield at once, and how you stack the triggers, all your triggers go on the stack at once. You have to put the Age of Treads triggers on the stack first, and then let this resolve, put this on the stack last. So that way, this resolves first, and these two resolve last. So your opponent goes to 10, and they take the two triggers from the Age of Treads 5 damage. So basically, Age of Treads leads to the best kills, because you don't have to attack. But if you did have to attack, you can play Cyclops of Eternal Fury, which gives like creatures haste. If you have a lot of flyers in your deck, so you can do something like Cyclops, Magister Sphinx, like Yosei, that's like 10 in the air, and they take 10 from the Magister Sphinx, so that's kind of a death thing. Or Angel of Despair. Speaking of these cards, Yosei and Angel of Despair, I had clones in the deck for a while, just to kind of lock people out my own Yosei thing. I thought that was a big breakthrough. If you ever watched my my Season 14 Rotation Party stream, when I was thinking about the Hypergenesis deck, that's what the breakthrough I had in my head. It's like, wait, Yosei's in the format. I'm gonna play Yosei. And then, like, it kind of dawned on me was I can just jam it into the Hypergenesis deck. So if you play 2 of them, you can just kind of tap down 5 permanents, and they skip their untap stone. And usually that's enough to kind of like stall for a turn or 2. If you have a Cyclops out and a Yosei, you're probably just hitting for 20 in 2 turns. That's pretty much enough. There's hardly any like 1 mana spells that really stop you there. Angels of Despair is kind of another like catch-all permanent or catch-all 5-drop or 5 power thing. I cannot talk today. 5 power thing that kind of destroys just something random. You can destroy your own Yoseis and kind of like lock them out there, or just kind of kill things. It's just kind of a catch-all. There wasn't really any other great 5 power thing that I liked, but you can certainly play around with these slots here. Because Yosei like and Angel are not like super great, but they do fly, which is a big benefit. They have evasion. And they do something, except Yosei. Yosei doesn't do anything without something else. That's not bad. I just kind of wanted to maximize all of this. So you kind of want to just like have these sort of packages here. The last column here is more of like utility things. Glimmer of Genius, there's a lot of like different cards that I was toying around with in this spot. Supply Demand, Discovery Dispersal. Just you need to get something to filter your deck. You need to get through your deck. Glimmer is a 4-drop, and it is really slow. But in those situations where like maybe your first Hypergenesis is countered, or you're just like looking for things to go with, Glimmer is really good. It kind of catches you up. And the most important thing is that it generates energy, and that's really important with the Aether Hub. You could use these lands like really quickly, and all of a sudden you have like 8 colorless lands that don't do anything. I was like, oh goodness, what is this deck? But Glimmer kind of brings you back here, so that's why Aether Hub is a great land in this deck. So Glimmer is pretty great. Like I said, it digs, it fills you back up, and it's not that bad. Teferi, Mage of Zafir, another new card from this season. Really great against the control decks, really. If they like kind of control, just gonna like never tap their lands on their turn. You know, they're gonna try to play at instant speed. So once they like kind of tap out on the end of like your turn, like you maybe cast a Factor Fiction or some sort of like card drawing spell, you can just slam it to Teferi, and hopefully that just kind of sticks, because basically it makes it so that your opponent can't cast counter spells, which is kind of a big deal because that's really hard to beat. It's actually really hard to beat this deck. This deck's really hard to beat counters. So that's why I'm playing 2 main deck Teferis, and it's won a lot of games. And you know, the creature hearts that you own have flash thing. It's kind of interesting too. Like you can start just playing your own things. Like I said, a lot of games come down to just kind of like sometimes casting your stuff. So just having like a flash Vindicate with a 5/5 flyer is like sick. You know what I mean? So Teferi's been a great card. I've been really having a lot of fun with Teferi. The sideboard, I will admittedly say that it's kind of like untuned, but good enough. A lot of times you don't want to like diffuse your combo, and so it's really hard to find like cards that are really impactful. Parallax Wave's kind of the best one. It kind of just slows down aggro decks. Sometimes you just kind of need a little roadblock to kind of get your footing back, you know. So that's not too bad. Curse of Exhaustion was originally for eggs, but you can also lay it in channel decks if the game goes that long. But if the game goes beyond like turn 4, they're probably not playing channel beyond that. I'm not really sure, but it's kind of good. Like if you can get to like 4 mana and then you can just drop this channel, they play a channel and they can't really do anything else. It's also good against eggs as well. But more aside, just like general combo hate. There are, like I said, there's like 16 different lands that create any color, so it's not like a unreasonable thing to play. And this slot is basically all like anti-control or anti like I know how to beat your Hypergenesis. So we have the third Teferi right here. And then there's there's Folly Saints, which is you don't want like 4 Teferis. They're legendary. They're not very good, honestly, in multiples. So Folly Saints actually finds Teferi, or actually finds the Yosei, which is also legendary. So like kind of like not the worst card. Then Elvish Piper is kind of like the only real thing that it's kind of like a Quicksilver Amulet, but it's not like creatures. It's a little weaker. There's also something I consider Dragon Arc, which only brings multicolored creatures. This is 5-drop and it's an artifact. So the green's a little hard, like I said, but like I said, 16 rainbow lands, so it's not too bad, really. And hopefully, if you play, you just have to activate maybe like once or twice, and the game hopefully should be over. I don't know. So I'm gonna play the league today, 5 rounds. Let's see what's better. Honestly, I see this deck as honestly kind of a worse channel deck. It is like a turn 2 deck, but it's a little worse. It's a little easier to like combat against. Like everything that's good against channel, it's good against this deck, but a little better. Like discard souls are really good. Blue's good against it. It's like, but everything's just a little better. Once it has like no like backup plan. My plan B is like very bad. Just like trying to cast 6 drops, 6 and 7 drops. So yeah, let's see how this league goes. Should be a lot of fun. Alright, we've got a match with our Age of Hypergenesis deck for season 4. Die roll 1, always good. Always good to win the die roll. This is a turn 2 hand if I draw another thing. Probably just good enough, honestly. Some of these matches make it really short. I actually could just wait a turn depending on what my opponent does. If they play like a green source, I might just go for it. See if it's enough. It's not like the greatest sort of hand, you know, because I don't have a thing. Because if like, let's see, the thing that happens is like, let's say I play this Hypergenesis, and like I play like 2 things, and they play like a bunch of, they play like a bunch of like what do you call it? They play a bunch of like annihilators. I just die because I got like nothing. I really could go off right now, but I have nothing. So the best thing I could do is hopefully just play like we're fellows, and maybe I just try to draw something out of this. Another Yosei would be pretty great. So it's kind of risky, but then again, like it's not. This is not like a turn 2. This is not really a turn 2 kill, which is kind of like one of the weird flaws of the deck. Because I could do this obviously, but I don't do anything. I'm just gonna play this land. I'm gonna pass. I just hope I don't die. And hope I draw like what I'm looking for is like another Yosei, maybe like an Angel of Despair or Cyclops would be kind of okay. We'll see what happens. Ooh, they're playing blue. Ooh, God, I should have. Okay, they're just playing Madness. Okay, so that's not as scary. I gotta like do this with impunity now, right? Okay, I have triple Ardent Plea. What the heck? I try to just do this, right? Yeah, I could do this because like then I could do the second one if I draw any other idiot. So I might as well just get stuff on the field now. Like I'm gonna keep one of them in my hand, because I don't need the rest of these things. And the second one will just be like to attack them. I think I'm just gonna go to the face with this. Masticore, okay. This, fine. This is where keeping it real goes wrong. This is easily when keeping it real goes wrong here. I think I'm gonna shoot the news constrictor now that I think about it, because it's the only thing that can actually block me. I think they're out of stuff to do. Yeah, this is one of those when it goes wrong things, but I can let them untap on the blue source. Because it could have, like, um... I could shoot the Massacre, or I could shoot the news constrictor. They have kind of an enabler. Maybe just shoot the Masticore. It's a little annoying. That annoying, is it? Is it really that annoying? It is kind of just a guy. It's kind of huge. This thing blocks. They're kind of like the same card, really. Let's shoot the. I was shooting the Masticore, honestly. Like I said, I kept the last one in my hand in case I like find any baddies. Having the Masticore in play is not that bad because they have to discard a bunch of cards now. Kind of like anti. I mean, it is good for them to get the mana stuff out. But I kind of want to have cards in their hand too. Eventually, like when you play against like a madness deck, what you really want to do is like take away their enablers because that's how their deck kind of functions. Is that you kind of just get their enablers because if they can't like do anything, then with their discard, so they have these like expensive cards in their hand like Roar the Worms and these Honored Hydras that they can't really cast on like curve. You really want to kill their enablers, but they have a lot of them, so like I said, I just kill the constrictors because it has reach. The thing is, if I attack, then like I can't really attack because the crackback is like what 12, no 14. That's because they have cards in their hand. I actually have to block the Masticore unless he plays a land. The land in his hand. He has 2 cards in his hand, or they have 2 cards in their hand. So I guess one of them is like a circular logic. I assume that's legal. I haven't like completely looked at the legality list, but I assume it's legal. That's the only reason I really play this deck. I take it. I'm gonna play this in the outflow if I like draw a 6-drop here. Like I said, this was not the best turn 2 hand, but you know, I did have it. This is actually lethal if they decide to attack with everyone. It's lethal any way I block. Um, that's a downside of just drawing a bunch of lands. All right. I have to expect them to play like a bunch of negates and stuff, right? So I kind of have to play like the anti counterspell plan. Kind of weird. I actually like take out a lot of cascaders. There's not a lot of wiggle room here. It's a little worse when you bring in more 3 drops and 4 drops or 4 power thing. I keep saying 4 drops, they're not 4 drops. I like Angel actually a lot here. I might actually cut and Maybe a Cyclops, I guess. Not bad. Maybe it's like two Cyclops. Cyclops is actually the worst at multiples. Magic Sphinx is not that bad. It's the best with a Righteous Tread, so let's try that. Uh, Another awkward turn 2 hand, but I will keep. Very awkward. This deck can get really awkward hands. It's not like the Hypergenesis of old, for sure. But it's certainly just as powerful, I think. I'm just thinking if I should just go off or not. I think I will. Yeah, let's just see where we're at here. I don't think I'm in a good spot though. Because I mean this isn't the best hand, but I'm gonna put like a bunch of permanents on the field, so maybe just draw a bunch of lands and then just get the glimmer and kind of come back from this. The fairy is nice. Because it actually stops them from like um doing like end of turn call it madness spells. They don't know about that. They could actually get like tricked by it. Might just kill the arrogant worm. Or if they play like any sort of wild monger, I might just kill that. I need to make make way for my Teferi here. Hey, if they just have all counter spells in their hand, it's gonna be pretty great. Because maybe they just like load it up on counter spells. Another honored Hydra, geez. To kill the arrogant worm. So hopefully they rendered the rest of their hand useless with the Teferi. Turn two? Two turn twos. It's a good start to the I mean, they weren't the best turn twos, but it's a good start. I'd love to see them attack. Um might have the advantage if they do it. I think I play like bounce spells. I think like Just the Wind is like a madness bounce spell that's X. Or just a simple unsummon of all things. Yeah, there you go. See, so he does have counter spells, that's why I played that. Not really worried about the Yosei, which is interesting. Because he's gonna attack. The way he's played, he'll probably attack. I just want to draw lands. This is not good though. I really need to draw like two lands. But I might not have enough time for that. This is attack. Attack, I go to two. There's no like flash creature. Is there? I think I should just attack. If he plays a random flash creature or something, or pump spell, yeah, you got me. It's interesting it just took the hit. Yeah, I'm pretty boned here. I know they have a counter spell, and I have nothing to play, so yeah. Alright. Well, what beats 5/5s or 6/6s for sure. That's all that.